Alright everyone, well, I know Halloween is past, it's November, we're all probably munching down on our candies that we either got from trick-or-treats or from the store the days after, half off, so why not a little leftovers to go along with that, shall we? Yep, I'm talking about a sequel to the 2009 hit movie that I mentioned in my top 5 best horror comedies list, Zombieland, yes. A bloody good, funny time. And, well, does the sequel hold up as well, even though it came out exactly 10 years after the big hit movie? Well, it's been receiving rather mixed reactions from critics, professional critics to be exact, but audiences like myself rather enjoyed the living hell out of it. And yes, it's actually called Zombieland Double Tap, if you want to be as precise as possible. And, well, it brings back the original director from the first one, Ruben Fleischer to be exact, who also directed Venom, which also wasn't as well received with professional critics, but fans more or less liked it a lot better. I thought it was decent, give or take. But not to get too off track, yes, he returns as well as the original 4 main actors, Jesse Eisenberg as Columbus, Woody Harrelson as Tallahassee, yes, the loose cannon himself, or more or less the comic relief, Emma Stone, the Oscar-winning actress from La La Land, and, of course, playing her younger sister once again, who definitely looks much older. I mean, what do you expect? It's 10 years since the last one. Abigail Breslin, who you probably remember as Little Miss Sunshine herself. Yes, the main plot to the movie is it takes many years after the first one, and, well, it takes a lot of things from the first one, and does kind of recycle them a little bit, but adds new things along the way, too, as well. For one thing, yes, you get the narration from Jesse Eisenberg's character Columbus, again, explaining all the rules which pop up every once in a while, but does introduce some new things, some new elements as well, like, for instance, well, different types of zombies. That's kind of fascinating, too, as well. There's definitely a lot of comedy relief in this film that, in fact, I think a lot more funny moments than the first one. There's definitely not as many scary moments, not as many jump scares. I don't really recall too many in this movie. But yeah, you got all the different classifications of zombies. I even love how he says, like, oh, you're back for more? Well, here's more Zombieland right here. And how they're approaching the White House because they realize they gotta rebuild civilization. They can do whatever they want. So, yeah, you got, like, the dumb ones, which they call the homers. You got the smart ones, which I love how it shows, like, they get through the door that requires the eye as an ID thing, and how they're clever and smart. You got the fast ones, which are, or the more or less the stealth type of zombies. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then of course you got ones which make a Terminator reference, which they call T-1000s or something, and they're definitely more evolved. And that's the main focus on this movie, that there's more evolved zombies and that they're after, the remaining survivors of the zombie apocalypse. So yeah, the zombie apocalypse is still growing strong in this movie series. So yeah, 4 remaining actors in this movie, but there's some new faces as well. You got, of course, the pothead who, yeah, Abigail Breslin's character goes along with. You got the other girl that, even though Columbus is trying to go with Emma Stone's character, she obviously turns him down because she's not quick to jump on a marriage proposal. So yeah, I'm sorry if I spoiled anything. You should just read the description right there. And of course, Woody Harrelson's more or less the free-range character as you'd expect. Wants to be all over the place. He wants to be the president in the White House, which is funny. There's plenty of funny outbursts and things that you'd expect. You get plenty of good laughs out of him as well. You get him in the Elvis costume. You get him going all crazy when he finds out that Abigail Breslin's character is with the pothead, who's also, of course, a pacifist character. And yeah, I find it a bit ridiculous how, he doesn't like weapons. He doesn't like, and he lives with a bunch of people in a peaceful type of land. How the hell can you live in that kind of place when there could be a horde of zombies looking to freaking devour you? I mean, seriously, that's like ridiculous right there. And then of course you get that other girl that Columbus meets up with, getting back to his character, and she's of course the annoying one. She's quick to jump on him, and she survives by living in a refrigerator. So it's a funny adventure movie that definitely you don't think is going to work, but just like the first one, it works on all levels. It's very entertaining. The shooting zombie scenes are fun, and it's just a riot. I mean, it takes the necessary step, as well as bringing back familiar elements from the last movie and recycling a few. It's what you'd expect out of a sequel. I went in with neutral expectations after hearing mixed reactions, and I was pleasantly entertained. I loved it. It was enjoyable. You also get a funny moment where you get these two guys, which are basically clones of Tallahassee and Columbus. It's like they meet their match. It's like looking at a mirror image right there. So that's as far as I'll go with spoilers right there, but I'm not going to really say much more there. You also get another female character who's a real badass. So, yeah, lots of new faces, lots of new stuff in this movie. Very enjoyable, good time. A little longer than the last one, but I didn't feel like any moment dragged at all for what it was. I mean, it's great. It's just fun. I didn't really know why critics didn't enjoy this one, but other than that, it's a really good time. I definitely recommend it for a sequel, and it was worth waiting 10 years for. Maybe not 10 full years, but believe me, I was surprised. And yes, there's even stuff that happens during the end credits. I'm not going to give that away. You should definitely sit through it, but otherwise, a good zombie killing fun time. More funny than scary, but otherwise I enjoyed it. So, I'm glad this one saw the light of day after waiting so many years. Rocking Weird Mode Wii Motion Plus up into playing Weird Mode up. Good time right there. More zombies, more fun, more comedy. So, till next time, keep watching.